Well, in recent years, we've seen mass shootings like this take place all across the nation, usually carried out by lone wolves, like in the recent case of the Vegas attack. With time, thousands of Americans have been left dead in tragedies many believe could have been prevented if stricter gun laws were implemented. Let's take a look back at some of these mass shootings happening in the U.S. over the last couple of decades with RT correspondent Ashlee Banks.
On June 12, 2016, 29-year-old Omar Mateen opened fire in a gay nightclub in Orlando, Florida, killing 49 people and injuring 58 others. At 2 a.m., more than 300 people were inside Pulse nightclub when Mateen walked in and opened fire with an automatic rifle. At one point, Mateen took several club goers hostage. Officers were able to free some, while others were able to escape. A gun battle between Mateen and Orlando officers ensued. He was then fatally shot, bringing an end to the rampage. This attack is one of the deadliest mass shootings in recent U.S. history. Just 6 months prior to the Orlando attack on December 2nd, 2015, Syed Farouk and his wife Tashfeen Malik opened fire during a holiday party in San Bernardino, California. As a result, 14 people were killed and 22 others were seriously injured. At 11 a.m., authorities received a call of a shooting at the Inland Regional Center, a facility serving people with developmental disabilities. Police say Farouk and Malik fired 65 to 75 rifle rounds into a crowd of 70 people. As soon as they spotted officers, they fled the scene. Police were able to catch up to them, and Farouk and Malik then began to engage in a shootout with police. Shortly after, they were both pronounced dead on the scene. ISIS claimed responsibility for this attack. On July 20th, 2012, James Holmes opened fire in a movie theater in Colorado, killing 12 and injuring 70 others. While moviegoers were watching a midnight screening of the film Dark Knight Rises, Holmes propped the movie theater door open and threw in tear gas canisters. Once those exploded, he then opened fire on the crowd using an AR-15 and a 12-gauge shotgun. According to authorities, after 7 minutes of shooting, Holmes surrenders to police outside the theater. He's then taken into custody and informs officers his apartment is equipped with explosives. According to police, Holmes' apartment had been booby-trapped with a tripwire at the front door. If touched, it would have set off the explosives in his unit. On August 7th, 2015, Holmes was sentenced to life in prison without parole. On December 14th, 2012, 20-year-old Adam Lanza opened fire on Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut, killing 26 people, including students and faculty. Lanza was carrying an assault weapon and a handgun when he shot his way into the school building around 9:30 that morning. He then opened fire on both a kindergarten and a first-grade classroom. Lanza then took out a handgun and shot himself. 20 students ages 6 and 7 and 6 adults were killed that day. Authorities say Lanza also killed his mom before opening fire at the school. On November 5th, 2009, Major Nadil Malik Hassan, an Army psychiatrist, opened fire at a crowd at Fort Hood in Central Texas, killing 13 people and injuring more than 30 others. Hassan opened fire on soldiers who were either being deployed overseas or returning from deployment. The shooting lasted for 10 minutes before Hassan was shot and taken into custody by civilian police. Hassan told a judge America's war on terrorism was really a war against Islam. He was trying to protect Muslim and Taliban leaders in Afghanistan, so he gunned down soldiers at Fort Hood who were being deployed to that country. On August 23, 2013, a jury found Hassan guilty of 45 counts, including premeditated murder. He was sentenced to death. On April 16, 2007, 23-year-old Sung-Hoo Chow, a senior at Virginia Tech, opened fire on the campus, killing 32 people, including students and faculty. On April 20th, 1999, 2 teenagers opened fire at Columbine High School in Denver, Colorado, killing 13 people and injuring more than 20 others. At 11:19 in the morning, 18-year-old Eric Harris and 17-year-old Dylan Klebold began shooting fellow students outside of the school while wearing trench coats. They then moved into the school, shooting most of their victims in the school library. After the shooting rampage, the 2 teens turned the guns on themselves and committed suicide. Every shooting that I mentioned sparked national dialogue and debate over gun control. Sadly, as we can see, not much has changed, and these events keep repeating. And it seems that right now there is not a clear answer as to what should be done to prevent these types of attacks from happening again. In Washington, Ashlee Banks, RT.